Have you ever thought about why particular patterns seem to keep repeating in your life, even when you work hard to change them? They just look like they follow you everywhere you go. According to Carl Jung, these forces are called archetypes, and they control more of your life than you might realize. Curious to know which ones are shaping your experiences? If so, Carl Jung's theory of archetypes is the only thing you need. It plays a vital role in analytical psychology, providing important knowledge of the human psyche. Jung believed that the qualities of the human mind are innate, molded by our evolutionary background. These universal predispositions, which he called archetypes, illustrate universal themes that appear in literature, art, and our dreams, across a variety of cultures. But that's not all. Jung regarded the psyche as a system that regulates itself, much like the body, always working towards equilibrium and development. He divided it into three main components: the ego, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. What you deliberately experience as the ego is your thoughts, memories, and feelings. What about the personal unconscious, you may ask?
As long as there is material for personal nature, yes, you have to deal with the personal unconscious. Yes.
It is quite interesting, right? But now the collective unconscious is the point at which things become even more interesting.
When you get to a problem which is no more merely personal, but also collective, you get collective free. Yeah.
This idea applies to the collective inherited knowledge and experiences that exist within each of us. It's like these messages can only show up in our dreams and are communicated through our culture, art, religion, and common symbols. These archetypes are habitual symbols and themes that show up in all human cultures throughout history. Now you see how symbols serve an important function in Jung's theory. Unlike Freud, who interpreted symbols as masks for hidden desires, Jung regarded them as illustrations of unconscious content. Symbols in dreams, in Jung's view, reveal key characteristics of our psyche. Dreams are unplanned expressions of the unconscious, bringing important awareness of our inner world. Often, they present archetypal visuals and themes that enable us to understand our unconscious processes and encourage personal development. So when Jung engaged in dream interpretation, it wasn't about uncovering concealed messages as if solving a puzzle. It was more of interpreting the symbolic language of the unconscious. The psychologist thought that dreams might lead us, bringing to light unresolved problems and creating a way for greater self-discovery and individuation.
People dreamt of the great change, and that's the reason why such great transformations could be predicted.
Now, based on this understanding, let us discuss the 12 Jungian archetypes that shape our thoughts, emotions, and actions. First up, we have the ego types: the innocent, orphan, hero, and caregiver. The innocent represents purity, optimism, and trust. Think of someone who has a fixed belief in the positivity of the world, someone who lives with the curiosity of a child. Their strength comes from their ability to share positivity and to recognize beauty in the routine. It is a good form of the ego, but this lack of awareness can expose them to manipulation and deception. Sounds intriguing, right? But if that resonated with you, the next archetype might feel more personal: the orphan, also known as the everyman. This archetype embodies the shared human experience, understandable, caring, and flexible. It is adept at connecting with others and forming friendships, but their sense of being ordinary can occasionally make it hard for them to shine. They may also deal with the feeling that their goals are not limitless. While the orphan is in pursuit of connection and has trouble standing apart, the hero chooses a different way. The hero focuses on bravery, willpower, and a distinct sense of what is right and what is wrong. Heroes are regularly called to start epic journeys, where they confront challenges fearlessly and gain knowledge in the process. Their strength and resilience can be genuinely inspiring, but they can still struggle with overconfidence and the heavy load of responsibility. The hero's journey of courage and resilience is certainly inspiring, but just as important is the caregiver. The caregiver reflects empathy and compassion as a result of their strong desire to support and nurture. They build environments for others to recover and develop, but their habit of prioritizing others can cause them to neglect themselves and have trouble with boundary setting. In addition to nurturing others, we also have forces within us that drive potential discovery and expression. This takes us to the soul types, commencing with the explorer. With a strong desire for adventure and curiosity, the explorer is constantly on the lookout for new horizons and is willing to push limits. Their independence is a strong asset, but that same determination for continual discovery can occasionally cause them to feel restless and out of touch with meaningful relationships. It is rather interesting, right? But this is nothing compared to the rebel. The rebel illustrates a defiant spirit and an aspiration for change, taking an active stance against conventions and norms. They regularly champion justice or freedom, playing a key part in social evolution, although their rebellious character can cause conflict and feelings of estrangement. Moving on, we have the lover archetype, which is all about desire and passion. Those in love strongly relate to others and value beauty in all of its aspects. In any case, their emotional richness leaves them at risk of heartbreak, and they might make impulsive decisions affected by their feelings. In contrast, the creator archetype represents imagination alongside innovation. The motivation for creators is to introduce something original into existence via their work. Even though their contributions can be uplifting, they often have a hard time with perfectionism, and may risk ignoring their relationships because of their unwavering attention to their projects. It's quite interesting, right? But do you want to know what's even more interesting? The self-types. In this category, we find 4 archetypes: the jester, sage, magician, and ruler. The jester represents humor and a whimsical attitude towards life, using humor to cheer people up and ease tension, even in tough situations. Their wit can bring people together, but it also puts them in danger of seeming insensitive or having their emotional layers undervalued. On the other hand, the sage archetype illustrates wisdom as well as knowledge. Sages are truth and enlightenment hunters, giving direction to others. They are strong in critical thinking, but they may find it hard to connect emotionally and might battle with overanalysis. Sounds interesting, right? But if that intrigued you, wait until you hear about the next archetype, the magician. This emphasizes transformation and the skill to induce change through knowledge and power. They enable themselves and others to surmount difficulties, although they might be inclined to use their talents for their own profit or to manipulate. Ultimately, we have the ruler, who is a natural leader that brings stability and encourages loyalty. Rulers can unite people around a common goal, but they may also develop selfish traits or struggle to adapt when things change. Recognizing these archetypes improves our insight into our personalities and those of the people in our lives. This realization can boost our insight into ourselves and better our relationships. Now, you may be wondering how this information can be useful in our day-to-day lives. Looking into Carl Jung's archetypes can greatly help our personal development by bringing to light patterns in our behaviors and the way we interact with others. Archetypes are strong instruments for personal discovery. Recognizing your key ones can make your motivations and strengths clearer. As an example, if you identify with the hero archetype, it could encourage you to meet challenges. Jung thought that interacting with these archetypes helps us to discover our real selves and our purpose. Remember that archetypes are flexible, moving components of the psyche rather than fixed categories. While we work with them, it's possible that different archetypes will surface at different points in our lives, presenting new changes for growth and personal discovery. That wraps up our video for today. We hope you loved and enjoyed it. Before you go, be sure to click that like and subscribe button for more videos like these. Till next time.